Um, the idea of afterlife, consciousness existing after death, it's easy to, through logic of and through experiential understandings, that it is not only possible, but it is constant. Life after death. Every moment is a passing. What do we mean when we say someone has passed? Time passes us by. Okay? So, in other words, everything around us is changing constantly. Our experiences, our thoughts, who we are basically is in a constant state of change. Our person is in a constant state of change. What is not in any way really changing at all is our awareness of it. And even when we go to sleep, we're still aware. It's just that our brains are not aware of the consciousness itself. That's why when we have dreams, we can dip into that once again. My theory is that the brain receives consciousness, and that reception is determined by the amount of chemicals that are being, or the amount of energy being output by the brain. That's why when we get drunk, we black out. That's why when we're really, really young and there's not as many neural connections, we're blacked out. Okay? And this is, okay, so your consciousness is the same 5 minutes ago as it is 10 minutes ago, as it is 100 years ago, okay? And then same with the other direction. There's no real direction to time. Time is a overall complexification of matter. It's not some kind of a force outside of matter. And in dimensional terms, time is the fourth dimension, and matter is the third dimension of that same singularity. Okay, it's a singularity. Reality is a singularity in terms of its existence in general, and all other aspects of it, like space and time or matter, are singularities. Okay, so there's a dual singularity going on with space or nothingness and somethingness or time. Okay, so when you die, your body dies, this existence dies, but the consciousness that is constant throughout life will be constant throughout death, because we're in a constant state of dying. So we are more rare in our existence, in each individual's existence, because we happen only once ever. And that, I think, is understood by atheists, but what is not understood by atheists is this higher spirituality that exists when we realize that consciousness is a phenomena and not an aspect of merely a brain, but instead, and that we as beings are not merely animals or this or that. We're forces of nature, and we are phenomena in general. So those kinds of higher realizations from simple atheism, because atheism is simply a rejection of the paradigms of religion and in perhaps even just general dogmatic thought. But then the realization of higher intelligence, or higher of a higher spiritual, of a higher realization than simply denial. To get out of the stadium of argument between one side or the other, and to instead transcend that whole thing, and while at the same time being more spiritual than they are, or more religious than they are, in a totally different sense. In the sense that you are completely, my religion would be learning all of reality, because that is appreciating God. God is reality. Okay? So I mean, it'd be fucking amazing for the Amazing Atheist to respond to one of my videos, but I think you're wrong in the sense in the whole thing of life after death. I'm not going to say there is, but there's a very high likelihood, based upon that logic, or based upon that realization, that there is in fact life after death, in some way. Not of you or me, but of the single I will survive. Okay? Thank you.